Hi everybody, I'm going to take a stab talking about how TI is going to approach the ELL important theme, and I'm going to do this in a little bit of a big picture context, folding it into the school day and folding it into E for empathy. So first things to note, there's something called the home language questionnaire that we'll be using to find out what students have been classified as ELL. There's something called the NYSELLAT.
NYSELLAT.
NYSELLAT. I never knew that. The NYSELLAT, NYSESLAT, and that's the New York State English as a Second Language Achievement Test. And there's a third thing called the Lab-R. And those are three assessment tools to determine if its student is ELL. And even though 60% of our district is Spanish speaking, we have to be sensitive to the fact that there will be children in the 6th grade who need ELL treatment and sensitivity that has nothing to do with Spanish, but it involves their own native language. Adjo and I would like to have as a goal 3 of our 9 employees. Remembering we have Adjo and me, that's 2, we have 6 teachers, and we have 1 executive assistant. Those 9 people, we'd like at least 3 of those people being proficient in Spanish and possibly another language. We will use professional development time in the afternoon and lab time, right, to do one-on-one sessions with kids. And let me try to fold this into the big picture of empathy. We're going to try to build a school culture where everyone is valued regardless of background, regardless of skill level, and we're going to have this start right from the top with the 9 adults who are working there on day 1 in 2012. We're going to try to get these 88 children to be as empathetic as possible to the fact that we all need to care about each other and value each other's strengths and help each other with those weaknesses. And that's where special ed and ELL and even kids like me who can't sing, all those things we need to cherish each other and try to build this community and build this family structure. Kids come to school at 8, from 8 to 8:30. They're in a homeroom that is centered around one international theme. From 8:30 to 12:15, as you know, they're taking math and they're taking ELA, and they're working really, really hard at their skills. From 12:15 to 1:15, we have both lunch and our work program, and we'll probably fold into there some using a Wii with the computers and technology and giving the kids some breather. And then from about 1:15 till 5 o'clock, we have room for 3 hours of things. One of those hours, actually 4 hours, sorry. One of those hours is going to be history, one is going to be science, you've heard this already, but 2 of them are going to be called PD and Lab. And Adjo, help me out for a second. The difference between PD and Lab?
Lab is a time where we break kids into groups, whether they're heterogeneous or homogeneous, based on a skill, based on what is happening in that 6-week period. And that's the lab. And then PD for kids will be called project development, and simultaneously half of the staff will be in PD, professional development, for the adults. During PD time, they're going to focus on specific, I have no word right now. What's the
Projects.
word? Thank you. Projects. Clever. Projects that will help them to work on the skills that they've been working on all day in all of the other content areas, and it will give them a time to really independently focus on their own skills, strengths and weaknesses, as well as collaborate with peers and adults to make sure that they have an authentic product at the end of the 6 weeks that will be demonstrated and used as an assessment. So it will be a way that children will be graded and learn more about themselves.
These 2 things are the ways we're going to take kids out. We want to try to avoid taking them out of their morning math class, taking them out of their morning ELA. We want to use the one-on-one time for an hour in the afternoon with PD or an hour in the afternoon with Lab. That's when we want to try to get the kids on one-on-one sessions, tutoring, trying to help them with English as a second language, regardless of what their language is. Remember that we have Adjure is going to be taking charge of this in year 1. In year 2, we have budgeted for an ELL person. In year 3, we budgeted for 2 ELL people. And that's going to help us in our first 3 years. And then things will stabilize and we don't need more than 2 ELL people as we move to years 4 and 5. Thanks, everybody.